Did you know Canada has a desert? Surrounded by rugged terrain, vineyards, and mountains, Osoyoos is also known as Canada's warmest welcome. Although it claims to be a pocket desert, it gets a little too much rain to be classified as one. But its semi-arid climate and ecosystem filled with antelope brush really gives off the desert vibe. Come join me on this adventure and let's explore this desert of the north. Osoyoos is the southernmost town in the Okanagan Valley region of British Columbia, home to the warmest lake in Canada and some of the hottest daytime temperatures and annual averages in the country. The stunning landscape provides an incredible backdrop to the myriad of wineries in the area, and while we're here in the spring before tourism season, there's no shortage of things to do in the area. Here's just some of the attractions this town has to offer. You can start off your trip by learning about the local Indigenous culture and landscape. The Inkamip Desert Cultural Center is a state-of-the-art interpretive center situated on a hillside. Inside, you can learn about the Okanagan people with interactive exhibits, hands-on displays, and multimedia theaters. This 1,600-acre desert conservation area can be explored with trail walks, all while exploring the beauty of the antelope and sagebrush desert environment. It's a great way to start the journey by connecting with the history of the area and maybe even learn about some of the wildlife that you can encounter while in the desert. And if you wanted more desert exploration, there's another desert center you can explore called Osoyoos Desert Center, but I was informed that it was only open from May to September. So if you want to include this in your trip, make sure you come out here during these months. To get a good overview of the region, take in some views at the Anarchist Mountain Lookout. Just outside Osoyoos of Highway 3 is a stunning panoramic view of Osoyoos Lake, Okanagan Valley, as well as Oroville, which is located just outside of the border in the US. You could also take it a little further and hike up Anarchist Mountain itself to get an even better view. We didn't go up this time, but I heard it's a good 4-kilometer hike. We did, however, try going out Mount Kobau, which is just 10 kilometers west of Osoyoos. It's a 5-kilometer hike that offers views of the Okanagan and Similkameen valleys, but the roads were still pretty snowy, so we didn't chance it. You can't go wrong with either summits as they both offer unlimited views of the area. Exploring an adventure requires refueling, and this town has a surprising variety of options for food. You can't go wrong with any of the restaurants in the area, ranging from fine dining to casual fare. One of my favorites was Kismet Winery, which is located halfway between Oliver and Osoyoos. And although it was off-season and still a bit chilly, we braved sitting outside in the patio to enjoy some wine and some delicious Indian food. Yes, you heard that right. They serve Indian food with their wine and they make for fantastic pairings. Make sure to check out the downtown area and Main Street as well. Lined with cafes and restaurants and within walking distance to Gyro Beach, which is a good spot for swimming in the warmest lake in Canada. And just south of downtown is Haynes Point, and the US border where we encountered border hopping deer that wanted to munch on some Canadian fruit. Up next are unique spots in the area, and our next adventure takes us to historic Haynes Ranch, which is located in Oliver just outside of Osoyoos. As the story goes, John Carmichael Haynes, aka J.C. Haynes, arrived in Canada from Ireland in 1858 to work for the newly established BC Police. Haynes and a colleague of his, W.H. Lowe, acquired 22,000 acres on the north end of Osoyoos Lake. Serving as one of the first cattle ranches in the Okanagan Valley, he amassed almost 4,000 head of cattle at one point. These buildings were built most likely by his son, just off of Road 22. There is a barn, as well as a main house and a bunkhouse. The desert landscape with sagebrush surrounded by mountains really make this location a must visit. What's amazing about this building that it's still standing hundreds of years later, even almost taken out my drone. Luckily, my drone survived along with fantastic footage of this historical landmark. And just northwest of Osoyoos is Spotted Lake. This unique natural marvel is a saline endorheic alkali lake which is not open to the public. It is a culturally and ecologically sensitive area and a traditional medicine lake for the Okanagan people. During the winter and spring months when it's filled with water, it looks like any other lake. But when the water evaporates in the summer, hundreds of briny pools are left behind, leaving a polka-dotted pattern of blue, yellow, and green. Because it's spring, you can only see faint patterns of the spots, but I highly recommend searching for pictures of this magical place when the spots are visible in the summer. Switching gears here, if you're a fan of walking trails like me, I recommend checking out numerous trails in the area. Some of the ones I checked out were the Osoyoos Oxbows Trail, located in the north end of Osoyoos Lake. This recently restored trail is an easy walk and provides views of the wetlands. It's a nice leisurely hike that's only about 5 kilometers. Similarly, also around 5 kilometers is the Canal Walkway, which is a paved loop through the desert sagebrush accompanied by views of the valley including orchards, mountains, and the wildflowers. These are only 2 of the many options for trails in the area, so I would recommend checking out the others designed for various skill levels. And lastly, for fun attractions for the whole family, look no further than the Osoyoos Desert Model Railroad. Just northwest of Osoyoos, this family-run establishment is a world-class miniature wonderland. With over 4,000 square foot of miniature towns and almost 45 computer-controlled trains, you will appreciate the attention to detail with well-maintained landscapes and nary a glue out of place. These are almost 26,000 hand-painted people and animals showcasing various locales and humor sprinkled in each exhibit. To continue on the fun train, located in the heart of the town is Rattlesnake Canyon. This amusement park has an 18-hole mini golf course, bumper boats, go-karts, a rock climbing wall, a 1,500 square foot arcade with over 30 games, bungee tree, and tornado to name a few. We were not able to stop by this trip, but it's a must for any visitors to Osoyoos. So there you have it. And although we were here during the off-season, there is no shortage of things to do. Already planning a trip during the summer months and looking forward to coming back to this town. With all the vineyards, orchards, lakes, mountains, stunning vistas, and really friendly locals. It's warm in every sense of the word. And although it may not be a desert in a technical sense, it definitely feels like one. So get lost in it, unplug, and discover new adventures through exploration. Thank you again for watching, and see you on the next one.